Why we can't band together at this time, at this moment? This is going to be Black History Month, right? Y'all all say Martin Luther King had a dream, but guess what? I am the dream. So now I need you guys to stand with me and help me grow our dream. That's what I need.
The American dream. The super mayor, Tiffany Hayard. Yeah, she says she's the dream. She's the most important thing. You know, this is Black History Month. And ladies and gentlemen, welcome to back to the channel. My name is Hannibal. This is the Hannibal Hungry channel. And I appreciate you guys for coming through. You know, just want to play that little clip. Let's play one more time. It's not that long. Let's play it one more time.
Understand why we can't help each other, why we can't put our heads together and help one another, why we can't band together at this time, at this moment. This is going to be Black History Month, right? Y'all all say Martin Luther King had a dream, but guess what? I am the dream. So now I need you guys to stand with me and help me grow our dream. That's what I need.
That lovely gold mic. You know, not a narcissist at all, but that's what she thought. We have more videos and clips, but first I want to thank you all for all of the support, all the emails, all the information. Right now, we're all just coming together, just trying to shine a light on this nonsense, trying to figure out how can we get some of these politicians, these gurus, these people who have a lot of resources, how can we get them to be accountable for their actions? So appreciate you guys for coming through. I already see a good amount of people already here. Thank you very much. And I also appreciate my bro, Pedro, with the $5 super chat. Appreciate it. Yep. So hashtag expose them. Definitely. We're going to be doing that and more in this stream today. Actually, it's a lot to discuss for real, man. If you are appreciated, hit this like, hit the subscribe button. If you haven't, doing this kind of work is a lot of information. And it's just at this point in this channel, one person. I do have another person who does the thumbnails, but if you guys want to contribute, Patreon, you can join as a channel member. You can do the super chat, all that good stuff that helps build the channel and kind of build the team. Because I'll tell you right now, I need someone to help me with research because it's a lot to dive in, especially with all the lawsuits, all this financial stuff. So anyone that can jump in and help, of course, I'll be greatly appreciated. But for real, before we jump into the Tiffany stuff, I want to talk to you guys about this YouTube video that I posted yesterday. And I'll be surprised. I didn't know it was going to go that. I didn't think it was going to go that well, if that makes any sense. Let me show the screen real quick before let's see. Yeah, so this one right here. Mayor Eric Adams declares that the migrant crisis will destroy NYC. If you have seen this, appreciate it. The video is doing very, very, very well. And I mean, I had to talk about it before we jump in and talk about the Tiffany stuff because it's a big deal. Like, if you guys don't know, I'm in Brooklyn, New York. So this does affect me, the New York City stuff in terms of the migrants coming in and all the outrageous. You can tell we do not have the ability to take care of the people that's coming. We don't have the resources. We don't have the resources to take care of people who are currently in New York City. So I want to show you guys a story that happened. You may have already seen it, but it was too crazy to ignore. So before we talk about all the other stuff that's going on with the super mayor, I want to talk about this story that's obviously is near and dear to me in terms of dealing with just New York City, right? So this story, let me move this real quick. So to set this up, basically a gang, most of them, I think all of them are migrants, basically jumped two cops, two police officers in Times Square. So let me just show you the story. Let me show you the video real fast.
Tonight with a disturbing crime caught on camera showing a group of people punching and kicking two NYPD officers in Times Square over the weekend. So far, 5 arrests have been made, but 4 of those suspects have already been released on bail. Well, Ashley Rodriguez is live in Times Square with how police are responding to this disturbing incident and what we're learning about those responsible. Ashley, that video just appalling.
Absolutely, and police say it was up to 12 men that attacked 2 officers. Now, law enforcement officials say that these men were migrants. These are supposed asylum seekers. And police say if they were brazen enough to attack 2 uniformed officers, there's no telling what they'd be willing to do to the average citizen, and the city allowed them to go free.
You saw the video. Reprehensible. cowards.
The NYPD reacting to surveillance video taken from West 42nd Street in Times Square around 8:30 Saturday night. Police say a group of up to 12 men was being disorderly. 2 officers told them to move along. The gang looks like they're going to comply, but when the officers try to take one uncooperative man in a yellow shirt into custody, around 7 others surround them, punching and kicking the officers in the head and in the body while they are on the ground.
First, for our cops, I'm proud of what they try to do. They stayed in the fight, but 8-on-2 is hard to combat. They got bumps, bruises, and scratches and pain.
Eventually, officers were able to find and arrest 4 of the gang. A 5th was arrested Monday. But once cops brought them in, bail reform laws allowed them to go free, something that most likely wouldn't have happened in their home countries, according to the NYPD.
Again, consequences for your actions. They should be sitting in Rikers. They should have been indicted this week and have their day in court and go to jail.
Police sources add that it's the gang of 19 to 24-year-olds who barely just arrived in the city and may have been staying at the nearby migrant shelters in Times Square. Some have reportedly already racked up charges for assault and robbery, but were released then too. If those arrested for this assault on police do come back on their own recognizance, they face felony charges that carry a penalty of up to 7 years.
You want to know why our cops are getting assaulted? There's no consequences. And we must change this. End of story.
Absolutely crazy. It's kind of breathtaking when it's hard to even put in words what is going on right now. Just outrageous. Like, we don't have the resources. I mean, Eric Adams is looking to do major cuts with everything from cops. There's a bunch of things that he's cutting away. Apparently, trying to close down the libraries for Sundays. Like, we don't have enough money, and now we have people beating the shit out of cops, and they just get, since we have the bail reform in terms of we don't have bail for certain crimes. They got released after beating up 2 cops. Like, you don't have to be conservative to conservatives are outrageous, obviously, but this can't be. You can't come in here. You are supposed to be seeking asylum for obviously either something kind of the lawlessness that's happening in your country, then come here and beat up cops. I mean, the balls that kick a cop in the head or kick anyone in the head that has a gun, like, they don't care. I mean, clearly. And cops aren't perfect, clearly. I think I was talking about this yesterday. I was watching a live stream and someone was defending stop and frisk. But if you guys don't know what stop and frisk is, this was something that this was a kind of a policy that happened, I don't know how long ago, at least a decade and a half ago, where cops were able to just stop anyone they wanted and like search them and go through their pockets and stuff like that. And I've had to deal with that younger and, back in my 20s, where I would walk home and be stopped by cops. And I didn't, look at me, I'm nerdy as hell. What the hell? I'm not doing anything wrong. It's unconstitutional. You can't just stop people. So that was kind of cut off. And I was explaining, like, that time was terrible. The cops were obviously discriminating. They were going into certain places. They knew they can go and, search people, even though they had no evidence of a crime being occurred. So regardless of your feelings with cops, you can't have this happening. Like, this is anarchy. This is chaos in one of the most valuable places in the world, right? At least in terms of money, in terms of resources, in terms of all the things that people come here for opportunities. And you got dudes just beating up on the cops. And then they were able to just walk out of the jail because we don't have bail here for certain crimes. But you think beating up a cop should be like, yeah, you should probably stay in jail for a bit. They're just able to get released.
Why are you beating cops up? What's wrong with you?
Crazy. 22 years old.
Why are you beating cops up?
Just outrageous. Just outrageous. And everyone, and the cops are angry because these people were able to go back on and do whatever they were doing and already racking up crimes. Like, they should I mean, I don't know. If you're able to come to a different country, like if I went to a different country, let's say I want to go to Japan one day. I go to Japan, I just start having crimes, breaking in things, beating up people, robbing them. I would be arrested, detained. They probably will ship me back to USA. Well, probably in jail for the crime, and then immediately when I finish my sentence, deport me out of that country. Like, is that common sense? Is that is that hard, is that difficult to do, like, to understand? I don't know. Burke says, why shouldn't they be deported? Like, I think it makes sense to me. Sherry, this is really sad. How the hell is this acceptable? Yeah, I don't know. I have no idea, but I know right now in New York City, there's another kind of, it depends on your perspective, but some people are really upset about it. In New York City, there's a big effort to help migrants find jobs. So Mayor Adams and other leaders are rallying for the federal government to give asylum seekers work permits. Work permits. So I will say right now, and I live in Brooklyn, so driving every day, either picking my son from school or picking him up or running around doing dog walking and other stuff like that, you would see at the food banks long lines of people. And this happened before the migrant situation. This happened since the pandemic, because obviously a lot of stuff went down. A lot of people lost their jobs. So even the few years of just dealing with the pandemic and things being really tough for a lot of people, depending on the food bank, but Tuesdays or Wednesdays, whenever the food bank was available in that either church, long line of people looking for food, long line looking for groceries. We don't have enough to help them, or we act like we don't. I don't know. Like, we don't have enough resources to help them. But now Mayor Adams is like, we need to get work permits. But are these people going to get the work permits, the ones that beat up the cops? Like, we have to have some level of sense. I don't know. I really don't know. Also talking about, if you're in New York City and you are a gig worker, let's say, for instance, you do DoorDash or you do Grubhub. It's one of those jobs you can kind of jump in and make a few dollars and get paid the same day. Well, a lot of those migrants are gonna be looking for work too. So if you make your money, like majority of your income, doing those apps, you're now competing with another 100, potentially 50 to 100,000 people that's coming in looking for work. And the easiest thing you can do is gig work in terms of those apps, right? I mean, I've seen people deliver food and really don't know what, like, they show you the phone and they let you guide them to what's going on, either in the right restaurant or the right apartment, right building. So this is going to be a bigger issue. I think that's why Mayor Eric Adams said that this could destroy New York. But the problem is, he probably should have realized that this is going to happen when you have 500 people coming in every day. Now, most migrants are not doing that. Clearly, of course not. But the ones that do should just be removed and go back, so we don't have to worry about that, right? ME says, Hannibal, Japanese law is if you trespass or disturb the peace as a foreigner, it's 3 years in jail. Yeah, I think there was a story with I think it was either a streamer or one of those. It's one of those streamers that do pranks and bother people. They're the worst. I don't watch those videos, but I think there's a YouTuber or a streamer that he's actually going to jail because he went to Japan and caught and did some shit, and they're like, well, you're not leaving. You can't do that. That's a pretty good law, actually. Things make sense. Does Uber? Oh, it's about Uber. Yeah, so I don't know about rideshare, but definitely food delivery, where all you need is a bike, a scooter, and another thing too in New York City. I showed Pedro the photo. There's so many scooters and mopeds. They're not registered at all. Maybe I would say 2% are probably registered with the DMV. Everything else is guys on mopeds going 40, 50 miles an hour to deliver food or just to ride around, to go to places. The e-bikes, they're pretty fast too. And there's so many accidents, so many, a lot of craziness. I mean, illegal damaged batteries that's causing fires, burning up buildings. there's so much going on. I mean, we could talk about this all day, to be honest, but I know most of you guys kind of came for Tiffany Hayard, but if you go check out my video, appreciate it. Like I said, it's doing pretty well. I think the migrant situation is going to be, if you are in New York, obviously California, obviously Arizona, a lot of the border states, they've been doing it. They've been dealing with this for years. And now I think we are all going to eventually deal with it ourselves, right? So New York City is dealing with it. Colorado is dealing with it. So this is something that, you know, we're going to have to figure out what exactly are we doing, because we're promised there. Obviously you come here because you're looking for opportunity. It's probably a really positive image of America and all the resources is there. But the problem is we can't even get our own people taken care of. The homelessness situation was a problem before the migrants came in. Now it's just a whole different situation. Now they're, you know, Mayor Eric Adams is trying to find steady work for the migrants. I'll say this, it's probably not going to work. It's going to be a lot of problems, but dude, I don't know. Let's see. Scott, Hannibal, you rock, no doubt about that. But NYC sucks. Yeah, I can't even argue. New York City is great for food and entertainment. Unfortunately, if you born here, your family's here, so you want to hang out here. And I have a dog boarding, dog walking business, so my clients are here. You know, my chick works for the city. I won't tell you what. Maybe if you know, if I'm cool with it, I'll let you know. So it's hard to just leave. But don't worry, she has nothing to do with any of this. I'll say that. I'll say she works in transportation. Yeah, I mean, New York Post is conservative, but I would say even some of the liberal stuff, the liberal publications are kind of saying, all right, this is kind of crazy. Like, this is probably not a good idea. Migrants should not commit crimes and then able to stay in the city and continue to commit crimes. Like, there's some things I think we're all agreeing on. Like, maybe this need to be scaled back a bit. So. Sherry says, do your research. It was a nightmare when President Jimmy Carter welcomed migrants. They send thousands of criminally insane people. Yeah, I mean, not every situation is geared to helping people. We got to figure out what is going on, because a lot of, not to say conspiracy theories, there's theories on exactly why this happened. Is it obviously political? It's a lot going on, but we can move on. Chicago definitely is a homelessness situation down there as well. But let's jump in a little bit with Tiffany here. Super Mayor. And some of the stuff she said. Now, I saw some clips from the Lansing Journal about, you know, clipping her. I think she's have a bingo event or something like that. And, you know, she had her things to say. She was pretty annoyed with her criticism, why people are having problems with her, that stuff. So we'll play a little bit and we respond to what she has to say.
Along the way. Now, if that includes branding, which I'm really good at. Now, first I went to Robert Morris. It's a business school, business college. They teach you marketing, they teach you branding. You have to let people know what it is, what you're trying to get them to understand. Thank you, Brandon, for always dressing me, keeping me dipped. I appreciate it. And my makeup team and my hair team that I pay for. But people gotta go say the opposite, because people think whatever come out of my pocket, take me in your pocket. My funds. Not township funds, not Dolton funds, take me in your money. But they don't say that. They have to tell you tippy. But what's wrong with looking nice? If I look a certain type of way, y'all would say, man, why she look like that? Why she dressed like that?
Is she being like purposely not like she does not understand why she's getting the criticism? Like, I feel like the idea of she's attacking, well, you guys are bothering me because I look nice. Like, that's not the point at all. I mean, great, you want to have a polished appearance, but that's not the point of this. Like, is she just being purposely ignorant with her trying, I guess, go back with, I guess, some of the criticism because she went to college? I don't understand.
I can't win for losing, right? It's like you get put in the bed with
Who's clapping? Like, seriously. What first of all, not that much, not that many people there, or not many people clapping, but who's clapping? Like, really? You know, they like,
I got you. And then that's the same thing for all the newscasters and everybody. Don't they got a whole team that keep them lined up so they go on news? Gotta see them getting beat up? Because everybody gotta be camera ready. There's nothing wrong with that. If I am the lead.
her comparison to newscasters doesn't make any sense. So yes, newscasters have to make sure they're camera ready because they're doing a job. Then, and let's say, for instance, a newscaster looked camera ready and started cursing and losing their mind on the set or live. Now, that's what we're trying to basically say with public figures. There's accountability for bad behavior. Either you're incompetent or you're malicious. I don't care how you look. You could be presentable all you want. It's about the job performance, not how you look.
The head of Dolton Township, you want me to always be presentable. That's right. I am a woman in a man's seat. I am a lady in a boys' club. I'm just trying to keep that boys' club. And just to know I was in the practice.
There she goes. Use the woman card. That's not gonna work. I mean, that's not gonna work. Oh, Michael. Well, yeah. Yeah. I mean, she's taking care of them. So when she says something, you better clap. You better like, yeah, you're right. You're right. Tell them. Right. It's like, you know, again, it's not about how you look. And I know you guys, not you guys, but in the comment section, when you do talk about this story, a lot of people go and they say things about her looks or how she looks. I don't care. I really don't care. She's all right with me. I care about her job and how she's behaving. And it seems like we're gonna have some clips from the former chief of staff. She was actually in the chat. Hopefully she's still here. Show some love. Talking about how she changed from when she was probably just a trustee or just kind of going through the motions in that political field until she became the one with all of the power, all the resources, and she forgot where she came from, which I don't usually use that term because, like, you know, sometimes you want to move on when you came from humble beginnings. But you don't want to be, you don't want to change your whole personality and become aggressive and become a dictator. I mean, some of the words, some of the terms that I've used, just you listen to her speak. There's people who worked for her that have these situations that this kind of behavior that she has. So let's see, let me see the other video real quick.
The next question is, what do you think about the negative press? Why don't they talk about the good stuff you do? I hinted on that a little bit earlier, but I'll just reiterate that the fact is I have the most powerful seat in the Southland, which Frank Zuccarelli held. He's over 190,000 residents throughout Dolton Township. It's 17 cities/villages, including my very own Dolton as well. And right now it's a power grab in the Southland. So people don't think that I should be the mayor and also the township supervisor. Little do you guys know, when they was trying to remove me, replace me, another guy in Lyons, Getty, I think his name is Getty, he's the mayor of Lyons, and he's also the supervisor of Lyons. So the problem I have is they can do it, but we can't do it. So I like to showcase and show people, again, facts, because people don't.
That was probably two people clapping. Like one did it and the other, like two people. So, you know, I don't think it's that many people.
Understand. People think that I'm the first one to hold those seats. That's not true. It's another person got the same 2 seats, same 2 titles as I have, but y'all hear them talking about that Caucasian man or dragging him through the media or saying co-mingling or saying why he got both seats. You don't hear that, but it's just a problem because a woman has it, really. And then not only that, I'm a young African-American woman. So it's a lot of things that's going against me, which we thought would be good, be young, but not always. People don't think you're wise because you're younger. You know? But right now, we have to bring the township up to the 21st century because we are so outdated, it's not even funny. I just want us to.
So the problem is actually this sound, hearing her speak and how she ignores all accountability. It just seems very manipulative. It you know, like the idea, oh, it's because I look good and I'm a woman, I'm a black woman. The other guy is able to do both roles. Why I can't? Well, if you're terrible at both jobs, you shouldn't have any job. By focusing only on the negative press and alleging some kind of double standard, this mayor is just diverting attention. She's trying to distract us Like, yeah, I'm not really transparent. And yeah, I'm bullying people. And yeah, I'm doing all these shady things. I'm bringing my people on. But only the reason why they're talking about me in a negative sense is because they want my job. They want, how successful I am. She's the dream. She is Tiffany, the dream hanger. She's doing everything possible. And they're just trying to take her down. I mean, and to be honest, she's just playing a victim. I mean, suggesting that the criticism is solely due to her being a young African-American woman is an attempt to avoid any kind of scrutiny, to avoid any kind of accountability by appealing to people to be, sympathize with me. I'm going through all this rather than just addressing the substance of the critiques. Okay, what is going on here? What am I doing wrong? But she doesn't want to hear that. It's because of all these other things. That's not that important. Yes, and we'll be watching some clips from the Alton Daniels show. Dr. Nakia McCraw, she was the chief of staff with Tiffany Hayes. So we'll be watching a little bit of her comments on just dealing with her. She says she plays the black woman card often. Not a soul wants to beat Tiffany. Fair enough on that one. John says, I want her to say to the judge, reading off all her charges, state the facts, please. Yeah, I mean, it was a really good video. I wish I had it, where she was like talking to one of the trustees, were saying that you bought this vehicle, even if you had the money, it's a terrible buy. The interest rate, like, it was a terrible buy with that Tahoe. And she stops her and says, state the facts. And then the trustee started just going straight to the facts of, you signed this, you bought it. So don't tell me you didn't sign it. And then she just, got her to shut up for once. But I think the issue is when you are not able to accept accountability and you shifting blame, that's a quirk that's not helpful for office. It's not helpful for leadership, because you can't get to that person. That person already thinks that either, and again, she always going to remember the fact that she was almost recalled. And the people who were responsible for that, she will never compromise with them. She probably will never work with them. Let me see what else. But also, like, that comparison. Just because a leader can hold two positions without criticism doesn't automatically justify her to do the same. It's all about the context. The action to perceptions might be different, but what works for one individual or community may not be suitable for another one. Now, many people are saying that this super mayor is not suitable for any position, just like the village administrator. You look at his rap sheet, you look at the things that he's, either the financial issues or his business issues. Why would you hire him to administrate? Like, it doesn't make any sense. The real problem is, the real issue might not be holding the two positions, but how well she's performing in this role, her effectiveness, her decisions, rather than her identity or the novel of a situation being a young African-American, blah, blah, blah. It's really about your job. Like, what are you doing? She's going to get a Netflix doc. Probably. I mean, definitely at least an hour documentary. You probably could put 2 hours, but you could definitely get a good amount, because it's a lot going on. I mean, and we'll just bring in some of the comments from the former chief of staff. It just seems like which I kind of realized, and that's a good comment, Cherry. When I saw the TikTok or the video of her going to hang out with Biden, she was so excited, so happy. Like, I don't know if you noticed it. I'm sure you guys, if you see a few of her videos where she's in that meeting, going back and forth with the trustees, how nasty and angry she could be. But when she was there, she felt like she made it. Talking to Biden, apparently Biden said something about working with her, which is, it's kind of funny, but but she really feels like this is just a pit stop. I'm going to do this, and somehow I'm going to get a better opportunity, and they're going to really love me because I'm doing some great things here. and it just doesn't seem that's going to work out. John with a $10 super chat. Appreciate you, man. Thanks for the shout out. Great content, the situation of Dolton. Keep up with the great work. Appreciate you for supporting it, checking it out. I mean, we all need to kind of continue to push this, because at this point, and now the mainstream medium is kind of picking up. And we talk about bullying, because I see a few content creators are getting their videos taken down due to bullying. And I know that the super mayor probably feels the same. Now, I'm not saying that she's responsible, but I'm sure she feels that she's being bullied. She talks about the negative press, and it's the other things that we're upset with her about, which is not, obviously that's not true, but that's what she thinks. She thinks that, oh, these people are out to get me. But no, they're out to get you because of the way that you may be perceived as a bully. So some of the lawsuits I've seen here, let me see if I could get the link for one of these. And a lot of them already been, they've been on the WGN, WGN. This one I want to talk about real quick before we play the video. Let me see where I'm at. Stop screen. Share screen. So like this lawsuit right here, the Dolton mayor accused of withholding liquor license over campaign donations to the mayor. So like this is just more of the crazy stuff here. Let me see if I can find. Let me see where I'm at. Where is it? But yeah, so the owners of the chain of bars and video gaming establishments have sued the village of Dolton and the village in battle Tiffany Mayor Hand. This is last year, guys, saying the village has blocked the renewal of the liquor license because they have not donated to Hanya's campaign fund. I mean, that's the conclusion they came up with. Yeah, can't believe she did that to Nina Brown. Yeah, shout out to Nina Brown on that one. But like this is more of like harassment, right? There's another case. Actually, let me pop this up so you guys can see it. There's another case where Darren E. Bosley basically says, hey, listen, I've been bullied here. It's like, what's going on? They're trying to stop my business. They're trying to take advantage. Let me see if I can show it real quick. Yeah, so this situation was crazy. He faced mistreatment, and this guy's name is Darren E. Bosley. Faced mistreatment when he was denied the ability to host his popular car show at the John W. Needles Park in Dolton by the mayor. Despite having organized the event successfully for 6 years, he encountered several problems, several obstacles. So there's barriers at the park, there's permit issues. Talking about permits, Keith Freeman, the administrator of the village of Dolton, contacted Bosley, claiming that the Dolton Park District did not obtain a necessary permit from the village. But he's been doing this for 6 years. We just forgot how to do it properly. Like, really? I doubt that's true in terms of he just forgot how to get something done. And he was doing it for 6 years. Now, Bosley was offered a different location for his event, where I guess Mayor Hayner was hosting her own event. And some people, or at least he feel like this move was seen as an attempt by the mayor to boost attendance at her event and pressuring Bosley to locate. So when Bosley tried to resolve the issue, he found no cooperation with the village of Dolton police security chief, who proceeded to basically shut down the event without explanation. So this is the kind of, and right here, Michael says the mayor is still harassing the park. So we're talking about bullying and talking about unfairness in terms of how her performance is being perceived. When we see cases like that, we all have to realize, like, hey, this man may feel like he's being bullied. He's being intimidated because he's not flying right. He's not doing exactly what's going on. He perceives these actions to be bullying because they represent a significant and unjustified interference with a long-standing event. And it just seems to be motivated by very personal interests other than the legitimate government, hey, get your resource, you got your permits, you got everything taken care of. The use of official resources to block access to the park and pressure to move the event, and then the lack of transparency, the lack of cooperation. I think he has a great case. Hopefully, it kind of turns out well for him. But yeah, that's just crazy. And then the other situation with the liquor license, let me see if I can pull that up real quick. Let me see. So basically, they had a renewal request, but it was refused when they moved to renew their license before the expiration of the end of the day of April. Village officials refused to take action on the renewal request. The officials cited an ongoing "quote unquote" tax audit in the village, but claiming no new Dolton liquor license will be issued during this period. So again, this is a good. Actually, that's a pretty good. It's like either she doesn't know the job, or she does, and she's doing only the things that she wants to do, right? Because a lot of these little issues, like little personal beefs, it doesn't make a lot of sense. Like, okay, why? Well, these people, why are you not giving them their license? And apparently, this audit, the conclusion of the audit was not announced. So this company, they didn't know what was going on. It was basically a lack of a state of uncertainty. Like, okay, you said it's due to a tax audit. You're not telling us the tax audit. What was going on? It's just some mafioso type stuff going on. Like, oh, you didn't give me this money, and well, you're not. Well, then you're not going to be able to sell your liquor, which is obviously in this business probably a big part of the income. It's a lot going on. Rim, mayor of New Orleans. Yeah, I've made a video about her and her situation. Atlanta and Houston are acting a fool. But any information you guys have, you send them in. The email is h@hannibalishungry.com. If you have any other situations that maybe something that would be worth talking about, I'm definitely be all in to check it out. She thinks her job is spending money. Then there was the parking tickets at $500. Yeah, I've seen that story too. Very, very crazy. But let's just jump in with since Nakia, Dr. Nakia McCraw is here. So Alton Daniels, he has two channels. He has that one, and he has a millionaire show. And he had an interview with the former chief of staff of Super Mayor Tiffany Hayard, and it was really insightful. Some of the things that she was bringing up in terms of her personality, how she was before, or at least the transformation of how she's behaving now compared to the past. But why this wasn't working, why I guess everyone is in the state that we're currently in. And I thought it was a pretty good interview. So we're gonna show a few clips of that and respond. So let's put the one right now.
Now, Tiffany puts on a good front. She puts on a good front. She comes off as, she could be likable. She tells a good story. She tells a good game. So when she got with that team, they were like the dream team. She's like, all right, listen, we're going to do some change. We're going to work together, and, we're going to do this, and we're going to do that. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. Now, where it gets tricky is Tiffany has a habit of being a little power struck. So once Tiffany started getting, some press and, people saying, oh my God, she's the first woman to do this. Oh my God, she's the youngest to do that. And now she's the shiny new kid on the block to the world of the media. She started to forget the people who helped her get there, which was those trustees. And not just her trustees have the same issue. She had a team of people that were out with her, passing petitions, out there with, putting out, campaign literature, giving their time, keep in mind, for free, to help her get into this place, And
that, when you see her, that's what is interesting, that I saw this before I saw this interview. That's what kind of came to me. It just seemed like someone that's very, very into being that reality TV star. They want to be like a Parks and Rec. They want to have someone she wants a reality show. I bet you that Superman wants a reality show following her around with her life. The fact that she puts a lot of emphasis on her appearance it shows that that's what she wants to do. And again, going back to the video with her going to the White House to meet the president, so excited, happy, taking pictures of everything, doing the whole selfie thing. I love you guys. This is great. You can tell this is what she really wants to do. But when you have that power is when you really see a person's true self, right? When you give someone something of substantial in terms of resources of money, how do they behave, right? Compared to when they like you could have an asshole with $1 million is terrible, right? But in terms of like, that's why when they have that kind of money, they do certain things that exacerbates. It basically extends their personality forward. When you have resources or you have something powerful to use at your disposal. And then another clip of her just talking more about how she changed.
She kind of code switched.
So the people really believed in her. Like they really believed that she was going to get in there and do a good job and everything.
Yeah, I mean, and here's the thing, and I will go on record and say this: the Tiffany that we see today, that is not the Tiffany from 2 years ago.
What was she like 2 years ago?
See, 2 years ago, she was like, she was green. She's always been a little green, but that girl on that picture right there at the bottom, that was Tiffany 2 years ago. Not the glam, not the, she was, low key cool. She had some areas that you can work on. But now she's been empowered to believe she's the most powerful woman in the Southland, when the reality of the matter is Thornton Township is a platform for government assistance. It's literally a big public aid office for the community. The Thornton Township is literally where you go for financial assistance. So why she believe that makes her the most powerful woman in the South Side? Let me tell you why. Any person that will believe that the Thornton Township supervisor position makes you the most powerful person is if you're using it for malicious.
Damn, I missed. I clipped it off. Yeah, I mean, it's supposed to help people. But if you are taking the resources for yourself, then you're just doing the complete opposite of helping people. You're just robbing people. You're taking advantage of people. It's not based on her trying to, again, it's a community thing, but if you only flying across the world. Actually, do I have that video? We could put that on YouTube with WGN talking about $67,000 was spent traveling. I mean, I would like to know how much the mayor of New York City has spent in a year. Like, I know Eric Adams went to the White House, but I don't know if he went, he could be. I mean, also, it's two different, obviously New York City mayor's 8 million people, but if it's comparable, right? Like, let's say if Eric Adams spent $100,000 traveling, Tiffany shouldn't be nowhere near that. Again, I don't even know. I'm just throwing out numbers. But $67,000 to travel? Why? What are you doing? We'll show that video as well. But she really got into, she really feeling herself, right? Has to. Let's see. Let me show one more about why Nakia decided to, like, this is not working. This is just not working out for her. What she's trying to do.
And I'm like, she's sitting here, and then she'll probably come back and say, Biden say I'm the best mayor ever, when the reality is he probably didn't even remember the conversation you all had.
Absolutely not.
So it's like you out here looking for selfies when you need to be here in your town looking how to balance this budget because you in the red.
Did you what was some of the red flags that you would notice?
Her mouth.
Really?
Her mouth. So Tiffany has a very disrespectful mouth. So the stuff that you see with the trustees, and this is where it went down. I'm gonna just tell you, and this can be verified because I put it in my letter of resignation that day.
Did you?
Listen, we almost got into a fist fight. So her mouth is extremely disrespectful. So at the time, my father-in-law had fell gravely ill.
Okay.
And he lived in Michigan. So my husband and I had to drive to Michigan literally every weekend. Keep in mind, weekend, to go check on him. That's Monday through Friday. Tiffany's the type that wants you to work for her, have your phone on 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I have literally received calls at 1 o'clock in the morning for flyers. She runs her staff like a dictatorship, and then when you don't do what she say, she'll tell you she's gonna fire you. That didn't work for me because I didn't work. Keep in mind, I came on as a publicist, which means I'm an entrepreneur.
Right.
Sis, I don't need that 50 something $1,000 that you, I ain't gonna say I don't need it. Let me be clear.
No, no, no.
I
I
need
understand what
we
you're
all need
saying.
money, but that wasn't motivating me. I have
Yeah.
other sources of income. So what she usually do is she go get people who need the money that she's paying them so she can kind of use them as puppets.
She can
And
control.
then yeah, so she'll tell you, if you don't do what you say, I'm gonna fire you. I'm gonna fire you. I'm gonna fire you. So back to my father-in-law. So my father-in-law is falling sick. So I had to go down there out of town a lot on the weekends. This is not through Monday to Friday. However, she wanted to do an event during this time. So at the time, I told her I can't make the event, but I put her all the way at third base. You have a team of other people. Here you go, sis. Let them work it out, things like that. Now, I know I'm good at my job, and she did want me around, and sometimes she just did not trust other people to deliver. I get all that. But guess what? Right now, I'm on my husband's time because at the end of the day, he's the number one priority in my life, ma'am. She want to go kick
100%. 100%. But I like that comment about and that's people who are really good at manipulating. You don't deal with the person that has all the options. You get people who need something, money, notoriety, whatever it is, and you able to hold that over their heads. So I think she's just, this mayor is just drunk on power. And again, this WGN is putting some really good videos. And I'm wondering if they're going, these videos get taken down for copyright, or not copyright, but harassment and bullying that I've seen a few content creators have to go through, because I'm trying to figure out where is the harassment and bullying happening. They're just talking, they're expressing stuff that's, at this point close to factual truths. Like, no one, I don't know where the harassment and bullying is coming from, but let's see that video of the WGN. I mean, I'm sure you guys probably seen it already, but we could, always could check it out again. Let's see, where is that? Where is it? Yeah, fine dining. Yeah, I got the fine dining, first class travel. Like they, move on from that one. But wow. That eventually, I agree as well. I think this year is going to be something of significance going to change. Something's going to come together. It has to at this point, because they can't continue with that kind of dysfunction. They just can't. And enough light is on that situation. We have to kind of figure something out. Definitely. I mean, let's see. So like the spending spree is just a part of the broader issue, but it is part of like the government dysfunction. It's, bills from vendors are not being addressed. And then going back to, and there's another video real quick about her going after Dr. Scott and some of the people that feel like they're being threatened, legal threats against anyone who questions or challenges the super mayor's actions. Again, and we're still raising concerns about transparency and accountability. Something has to change. And the more we talk about it, and the more they have to talk about it, the more things will continue to go in the direction of getting the right people in and getting the bad people out. Let me see if there's other video that WGN was doing. The fine dine. Did we see that one? Yeah. We saw it. This is one I want to show you guys. If you guys haven't, I'm not gonna put a lot of links in the description below. I'm gonna put in the petition for Keith Freeman. After, hopefully someone remind me, because once I'm done here, I just fall asleep. But I'm gonna try to put some of these links in here so we can, so everyone can kind of, see what's going on in the situation here.
WGN investigates the price of politics in the South suburbs. Last hour, we showed you how a politician and her team spent tens of thousands of dollars on fine dining, first-class flights, and a five-star hotel.
Investigative reporter Ben Bradley with one woman's story of what happened to her and her mission when she crossed the self-proclaimed super mayor.
Hey guys, it's your favorite super mayor.
Not only is Tiffany Henyard the Thornton Township supervisor, she's also the mayor of Dolton.
You gotta make any food? That's what you need.
Henyard hosts and promotes food giveaways throughout the year.
You put the meat in the box that you pull up because it's on 2 different pallets. I want to show you guys that I love y'all and ain't nothing you can do about it.
Here, put that over there.
One person not feeling the love is Nicole Scott.
Are you a victim of the dysfunction in Dolton?
Absolutely, but more so, residents are victims. Would you like some of these?
She runs the Free Indeed Market, a ministry-minded pantry set up like a grocery store. It's meant to give people in need a bit of dignity.
We have some onions here if you need onions.
Scott says she secured funding and architectural plans to redevelop this entire dilapidated shopping center last summer. But the village did nothing with her application for 6 months. She kept a log of her increasingly desperate demands for a response.
What has stopped this?
I don't know. Whenever we go over to the village, we don't get a response.
When Scott recently went public with her frustrations with the mayor and her team, she said she received an angry phone call from the village administrator and a written response saying her plans were insufficient. She'd have to start over.
Don't want to be in politics, but I was told that when I purchased this huge property that I was automatically in politics, but that's not the goal at all. The goal is to serve the community in a greater capacity.
Oh, there you are.
I filed the lawsuit because I am a victim of retaliation.
As we reported in November, Henyard's administration has been repeatedly accused of targeting political opponents. Just this week, her former police chief sued the village, claiming Henyard discharged Chief Collins simply because his wife is friendly with some individuals who Henyard believes to be political opponents. She's also been accused of using cops to intimidate.
She used her entire police force to come in and prevent something from happening because things didn't go her way, really.
Would you like some pulled pork? Okay.
What confounds Nicole Scott is that she was apolitical until enduring 6 months of silence from Village Hall. In a community where 20% of residents live below the poverty level, Scott's plans to expand her ministry through development remain shelved.
They know that this thrift store would bring in the revenue that we need to keep our programs and services going, and without the permits, without the business license, we're not able to do that. Well, thank you for shopping with us.
Mayor Henyard has previously denied claims that she targets her.
Of course, she's denying the claims. It's disgusting when you really think about it. It's kind of hard to keep trying to figure out more words to kind of construct to understand, like, how is someone this bad at everything that they're doing? Like, even this doesn't look good on her or Keith Freeman. Like, you're stopping this this operation that can really help people who are suffering. Going back to talking about New York City, where, you know, there's food pantry lines around the block. We all suffering through some of this crazy inflationary times with the economic times. People need help. People need resources. And if there's someone here that can actually help in a significant way, and because you have some kind of issue politically or even personally to stop them from helping more people, how is that going to make you look as a mayor? And I just don't understand it. And it looks like Keith Freeman or whoever's representing with the Keith Freeman wants that property and don't want her to have that property. Shout out to Dolton trustees coming through. Great YouTube channel. I think what you guys are doing is extremely important, and you guys figured out the YouTube thing pretty quickly on how to kind of package everything together. Just keep doing what you're doing. Bring the receipts, because like what the super mayor keeps saying, state the facts, please. You guys have been doing that, and you guys are in the fight, because for real, there's other places around the country where there are corrupt mayors, governors, a lot of corrupt politicians, and they are not helping to stop anything. They're kind of going along with the situation. And with these trustees, they're trying to fight. They're trying to make this, again, trying to put this mayor, under the microscope. Eileen Brooks says, in order to get on Tiffany Good's side, just keep kissing her ass. I mean, that's what it looks like. That's what it seems to be. Is there any evidence that there's someone who is her opponent not having any problems, able to live their lives, able to build, continue with their businesses, have events, or only the people who like her because and she says she loves you even if you don't. Well, those sound like even that weird statement, which I find is super creepy. I love you even if you don't. That's weird. It weirds me out. But it doesn't seem that's even accurate. She loves you if you love her. She loves you if you take care of her in terms of making sure that you like everything she's doing and you don't give her any problems. That's when she loves you. Because the way she's handling everyone. No, I don't think she's not loving anybody. It's weird. It's a weird thing what she says. We tell her no. Yeah, definitely up. Like you have, of course, you're going to go through something, especially now you're public with it. Yeah, you're going to have to deal with whatever the issue, whatever the problems, whatever she can get to get at you. And I think lawsuits, I mean, how many lawsuits she's involved in? Actually, I should look that up. Like how many that she had to either go through. So yeah, the trustees are suing her. Obviously, the one, I forgot his name, it escapes me, but the one that's running the car events, he's suing. We just saw a lawsuit right there in the news story. That salary thing that she did, I'm sure maybe a lawsuit probably go for that salary maneuver thing where she's like, if I leave, salary drops, I don't know, 90% or 80%. But if I stay, I could keep making the 200 something thousand. Like that has to be some kind of unconstitutional thing. Probably a lawsuit's going to probably hit there. Is there any other lawsuits? There's so many. Probably make a video just all the lawsuits that she's involved in currently. We are going to keep exposing this madness until she is out of office. Yeah, Faith, keep the good fight going, Dolton trustees, because she's not going to stop herself. I don't think it's going to be a time where she's going to get it and realize the error of her ways, or Keith Freeman realize the error of his ways. I don't think that's going to happen. I think they're going to have to be forcibly removed, voted out, or otherwise, because it doesn't seem like she is going to do anything right on herself or for herself. But in terms of some of the content creators, I talked about this earlier, in terms of, bullying, harassment, I tried to look up some of the stuff from YouTube, some of the YouTube language on what is considered bullying, harassment. Let me see if I got this. Let's see. Because if you guys don't know, I received some emails about privacy concerns. And I'm looking through the time dates that they said was some privacy concerns on a number of my videos, probably 4 or 5 of them. And I'm looking at them and I'm like, I don't see how this is a privacy concern. A few of the videos a few of those emails showed me showing her mugshot, but the mugshot doesn't show her address. It just shows the crime, I think her name and what she did. So I don't know how that's a privacy issue. So I was trying to figure out, like, what are they talking about? I'm looking at someone put, I guess, a private concern on the Keith Freeman video that did a live stream, but that was a video that's on YouTube. We were basically reacting to a video that's already on YouTube. So like, if that YouTube video didn't have any issues with privacy, what like, I don't know where the guy lives. I don't know any of his personal information. Yeah, Patty. Yeah, everything's kind of public record for the most part. I don't have any more information. So why am I getting 7 emails? And I'll say that happened a couple of days ago. I haven't heard anything since. But I know the individual investor, is he in here? Oh, what's up to the individual investor? Yeah, really. Yeah, business plan, and then he tried a lot of things. I'll say that for Keith Freeman. He's tried a lot of things. I actually wanted to play his rap video, but I didn't want to get hit with copyright or probably harassment and bullying. But I'll tell you right now. I've heard it, and okay, I've heard worse rap songs. I know I'm going on a tangent. I've heard worse. But he really tried to steal Jay-Z's flow and cadence. And I am triggered on that because I'm from Brooklyn, New York. I drive to pick my son up at school. I'm driving through Marcy Avenue. I drive through the Marcy projects, remembering Jay-Z, one of the greatest rappers of all time. And he was legit trying to sound like Jay-Z. Okay, I'll definitely do that. So before I leave, I'll put the link in of him. It was copyright infringement. Like the way he was trying to rap and sound like Jay-Z. And apparently it's an old thing, it's like a couple, decade ago. But you can tell with Keith Freeman, the reason why I brought it up, Keith Freeman was always trying to find the bag. He was always trying to find what is going to be the way to make tons of money. Is it this business or this other thing I'm doing, or I'm gonna try to rap? Like he tried to find ways to make money. And obviously he realized early on that sounding like Jay-Z was not going to give him the bag or give him the kind of money he was looking for. So that song was a part of his branding company. They had a lifestyle company, a social media app, all types of good stuff. Oh, okay, cool. The individual investor. We gotta email and chat for a bit. Just like you have a lot of information on this situation. But that's why I feel like with Keith, I think he was finding ways to try to make as much money as possible. But that obviously didn't work. And now he's here doing what he's currently doing, unfortunately. But let me see if I can show you guys just a little bit of I guess what they consider harassment and cyberbullying policies. Okay, let me see if I can find, let's see. Okay. Let me make it big enough so you guys could probably see it on your screens if you haven't. So, okay. So if you're posting content, so content creators, right? Content that contains prolonged insults or slurs based on someone's intrinsic attributes. So the attributes are, I guess, protected group status. Okay. I think we all know what that means. Physical attributes, as their status as a survivor of sexual assault, non-consensual intimate imagery distribution. I guess that's like revenge porn, domestic abuse, child abuse. Okay, cool. I don't think any of the content I've saw did any of that. Content up, and then the next one, content uploaded with the attempt to shame, deceive, or assault a minor. Cool. None of us did that. So I don't know what else, and this policy applies to videos, video descriptions, comments, live streams, anything that's on YouTube. You can't do any of that, right? Prolonged insults or slurs. Okay. I don't think anything, again, none of the videos I've saw that was taken down did that. So this all I want to talk to you guys about. The exceptions. If the primary purpose is educational, documentary, scientific, or artistic in nature, we may allow content that includes harassment, right? These exceptions are not a pass to harass someone. Okay, cool. Some examples include debates related to high-profile officials and leaders, content featuring debates or discussions of topical issues concerning individuals who have positions of power, like high-profile government officials or CEOs. And then it's all about scripting performances like a stand-up comedy or education awareness. But right here, now, debates. So that's the only way you can say wild stuff, apparently. Like, I think in terms of I would say for the most part, she's a high-profile official. So where's the cyberbullying? I mean, I guess YouTube doesn't regard her as a high-profile official to consider talking about this situation to be harassment or bullying or cyberbullying. Right now, the only bullying that we see is what's going on with Dolton and how they're running things. But so far, I would say I have not received any more emails. That may change. I think with this story, it's every day something is happening that's different. We don't know what's going on. But I would say for the most part, I don't know. It's a little weird for some of the videos that come down, and I want to know exactly what was different between like my videos or their videos. I think it was probably just one user probably one that was clapping when the Super Mayor with the golden mic was talking. Probably went into the YouTube and your phone and you just report. You say it's a privacy concerns. But I think most of that is just AI. YouTube gets it. They probably go through either the video or they go through the transcript of what I've said and probably realize that I did not commit any of those things. So, but you never know what can happen, tomorrow. So like, subscribe, just in case if something does happen, you guys will be the first ones to know. Here's an interesting observation. You guys put a lot of videos, tons of videos of Tiffany. Nothing happened. One video goes out on Keith and the videos are flagged. That is actually, that is actually a really, really good observation because that's probably true. Because, I've seen tons of videos on Tiffany Hayter as well. I mean, the first video I've seen of her was either on Nate the Lawyer or Pink Book Lessons. It was either of those two that I saw videos talking about her. But yeah, you good. That's a great point. That's a great point. I think we will continue to showcase Keith Freeman because he wanted to be a superstar too. He kind of wanted to be that guy. He just really thought he really liked Jay-Z. And I have no problem. I'm a big fan of Jay-Z as well. But I think he wants to be a star. So let's make him a star. So I will continue to put thumbnails with his face on him because he is just as problematic, it looks like, as well as the mayor. So we'll keep it going because he likes the attention. He's not dumb. Yeah, well, everyone's saying like it's really Keith pushing all the buttons and the way he looked when the report, because if you are totally transparent and you have nothing to worry about and you can stand on what you have done, whatever job you wouldn't run away from the reporters. You're running away because it's a problem. Something is not right. And now they got to figure out how to fix this. And before we leave, real quick question. How do they fix this? In my opinion, I think that there's no way to fix it. But do you think there's a way they can get themselves out of this position? And I'm talking about Keith Freeman or the super mayor. What can they do to fix this problem? I think it's beyond fixing. They spend too much money. They did too many things to find a way to get out of the situation. But I'm just wondering, like, what, when they're by themselves or in their little group, they're doing little meetings or, they're on the phone, what are they talking about? I would like to know. I have no idea because I don't know. It has to be, how do we get out of the situation? We went too far. That's probably what they're talking about. But on that note, guys, I'm hungry. I gotta get something to eat. Thank you for coming through another really awesome live stream. It looks like Thursdays may be the day that I do this. I know I put at 7 Eastern, but I think 8 Eastern is probably the best time. I could put the boy to sleep and then come down here and talk more about the situation. And I appreciate you guys even hanging out, talking about some of the stuff from New York City. I know you guys are not from New York City. Well, I'm sure some of you are, just like I'm not from Dolton, but we have issues that, our mayors are doing, and we have to kind of navigate it through, turn politicians, other stuff like that. So if you guys do like more of this situation, more of the content about the New York City migrant situation, let me know. We could talk about that as well next Thursday, because this channel was birthed from gig work. Like my first videos were talking about Uber Eats because it was a pandemic. I had no way of making money in terms of my dog walking business. There was no dog walking business because everything was shut down. So we did Uber Eats. You drive around, kind of still stay in society, pick up food from restaurants and deliver to people. I learned a lot of great restaurants in Brooklyn because of that. But now, with so many people coming in, need money. They need money. They need to work. It looks like someone may actually be able to work with work visas. A lot of people are going to take and use the food delivery apps. And some of these companies, Uber, DoorDash, probably want them there because Another thing you guys may have to realize, especially if you don't work for these gig companies, they offer you really low, like basically like $2-3 to deliver food. Like I'm not exaggerating. Like an offer will come on your phone, and it'll say $3, go 5 miles and deliver this McDonald's to someone. This is an issue if your income comes from gig work. And the problem is with migrants, they don't understand that that's a terrible offer, because they're looking at it of any kind of money is probably good money. I can take it, I can send some back home. So it's a lot to talk about. Again, this can go another hour just talking about that, but we'll appreciate you guys for coming through. Nikhil, appreciate that. Hopefully we can have a conversation soon. I know this story is going to continue to go, more up there. We need more people, more mainstream attention. So I appreciate that. Appreciate your super sticker. I appreciate my boy. I think he came with another one earlier, but I was too busy rambling. Pedro coming in with another super chat. Appreciate you as well. But yeah, check out all the stuff, all the links. I'll probably try to put some of that stuff before I go to bed. And yeah, if you enjoy the live streams, obviously like, subscribe, share, like the long form videos, obviously enjoy those as well. But on that note, have a great night, and I'll talk to you guys next week. Peace.